Hi, welcome to the forestry class. My name is Barb Patterson. I'll be teaching you all about the conservation of natural resources. You're going to be meeting lots of foresters this semester and other natural resource professionals. You're going to be getting lots of skills to work in the field, and you're going to be going on a lot of field trips. So there's a few things I want to tell you to start with. The first one is this is the book you'll need. This is not optional, it's required. So Introduction to Forest and Natural Resources, any edition, and the authors are John Hendy, Dawson, and Sharp. And also, you will have a course syllabus, and this will be on D2L. And the trickiest part of this class is that in a hybrid class, the lectures are online. So this will be showing you, trying to get it in focus. This will be showing you when you're in class, that's gray, when you don't have class, when you have a project, and when you have a field trip is yellow. So this will be everything you need to know. You'll also have assignments once a week, and like I said, your lectures will be online. So to get you started into understanding how this works, let's go to the D2L page. I'll minimize myself so you don't have to see my big mug on the screen. It'll be off to the side. And we'll start with moving this screen around so you can see that you're going to go to the Desire to Learn site. So D2L is our online website, and you will click on NRE 100-641, and that's your Foundations of Forestry class. This first page is the news page. It says welcome to NRE 100. This will give you up-to-date assignments, quizzes, field trip dates, and locations. So always click on this first. The second link up here is discussions. Well, the first link up here is content, and that's where your syllabus is. The second link is discussions. We won't be using those because I'll be seeing you in person. We use those mostly when you're in an online class. This one is a hybrid. Your assignments are in Dropbox. I'll be showing you all this the first day. Assignment 1, you'll click on that, you'll answer it, you'll submit it. It'll get graded as soon as possible. The next thing is all of your content for the class. So the PowerPoints or / lectures are going to be under quizzes. And that's because I'm going to be asking you questions. You'll submit your answers, and it'll be more like you're in class. And last but not least, your grades will be under grades. You'll click on this. You'll see it all the time. Let me move this over. You'll see your name. You'll see your grades, and you'll be all set to go. So that's the D2L site, and that's just a quick intro to how this class is going to work. So to get started right away, what I have for you is an intro to the forestry class. Welcome to Forestry NRE 100, Foundations of Forestry. And the first question I have for you is, what is dendrochronology? So if you break that word down, you will have the definition. It's kind of like medical terminology where you learn all these words and then you can define things on your own. So dendro stands for tree. So of course that's pretty relevant to forestry. Chronos, you should probably know, is time. So tree time, and anytime there's an ology at the back of the word, that means the study. So we are going to study the time of trees. And let me show you how we do that. First of all, there's a silly joke here. It says, and see this ring right here, Jimmy? That's another time when the old fellow miraculously survived some big forest fire. So just like our life is a series of rings, which we're going to do an activity in class about that, the tree tells us a story about when certain events happen, from climate to fire to drought to rain. And the only thing that's funny about this is they killed the tree here to figure out what was going on with the tree. So we don't have to do that. So what we do is we study the tree rings, and the tree ring tells us how a tree grows. So first of all, the cambium is the growing part of the tree, which is right here. Here's another example here. Here's a log, and we can, here, let me enlarge this. So here we have the cambium of the tree, which is the growing layer that adds diameter to the tree. And this is what we call a tree cookie. And so you can see the unsanded side and then the sanded side. And this again is the cambium. So I'm going to go small again to show you the PowerPoint and show you that the early wood is the light colored band that has thin walled cells, and this produces as the tree starts growing in the spring. The dark colored band is referred to as the late wood, the thicker, darker cells. Now, if there weren't two different colors of cells, you wouldn't have a line. So in tropical forests, you don't always get that. So we have the early wood and the late wood, and that equals one annual ring. One annual ring. Another way to look at that is to look at a core sample. And when we take a core sample, we can sand it down and we can put it on this core holder, which reads Horsetooth Mountain Park, the date it was taken, the tree it was taken from, and the fire scar. So, as well as the total number of rings. So pretty cool, huh? This is a core sample. So, here's a picture of the early wood and the late wood, which creates the one annual ring, and also what these cells look like when they're growing. The way we do this is we use an increment borer. The increment borer looks like this. You unscrew one end, you pull it apart, two pieces. You take the spoon out of the inside and set it down where it can't get damaged. You put the core in the center, and then you take a core sample. I'll be demonstrating this the other day, the first day of class. You put the spoon in when you're done. You turn it back a half a turn, and then you take this core sample out. And this is what you get, is this beautiful core sample without having to cut down the tree. You might notice on this one, the center of the tree is right here. Ooh. Trying to find it. There it is. Okay. Right there. And so you can tell how many years it's been growing. Wait, there we go. We'll be teaching you all about that. So here's an example of the increment borer and how it goes into the tree. And so the first thing you do is get a core sample from the living tree using this increment borer. And then you count backwards, starting with the outside ring to figure out the total age of the tree. You can also do that on a tree cookie. Start on the outside ring and count to the total center. Different studies use different data. Sometimes you count rings per inch or measure 10 rings and see how long it took for them to get to that. So it depends on the study you're doing. We will be doing a study in this class, and so you'll be learning a lot more about this. So in reading the rings, the important thing to know is a good growing season is a fat and happy ring. A poor growing season has a small ring. And examples of things that can cause those rings to be closer together are drought, long cold winters, frost, and other factors. The factors that stress the tree show up in its tree ring patterns. So thanks for listening to this short mini lesson. It's your first day of class. Welcome to Forestry. And we'll be doing this in class, and also you'll see it on the quiz tool. So I'll show you all that on the first day, and you'll have this to review back to. Thanks, and we have one more mini lesson today. Most of these lessons will be 5 minutes, pretty short, pretty easy, but hopefully teach you all the goals and objectives that this course is designed to teach. Thank you. Bye. Fake smile.